Alright, welcome back to another installment for my quest for a 2022 Pennsylvania black bear. Today's September 5th, Labor Day actually, and we've got thunderstorms rolling through the area. It's been real wet the last couple days. Forecast is for more rain tomorrow, but I wanted to get these cards pulled, and we're between showers right now, but even though we've got a low ceiling, I took the time to drone this morning. I didn't film that, but I wanted to get the corn droned real quick to see if the rolls are increasing, which they are, which is a good sign. So I'll put that footage on at the end of this. And I also include the bears that I got on this camera card pull. Still getting a lot of bears in the area, so still pretty positive about the way this season's shaping up. Today I got the hip boots on again. I've got to go up into the swamp. It's going to take me about a half hour to go up in there and back. I've got a trail camera going bad up there, and I want to get that yanked out and get a camera that's working properly in there, because we've got another 6 weeks before the start of the archery bear season, and I've got about 4 weeks to the start of the archery deer season. So I want to let these cameras sit for at least another 4 weeks and keep gathering intel. After that I'll yank them out of here, because it'll get pretty busy around here with bow hunters for deer, bow hunters for bear. I'm actually encountering some resident geese hunters in here now, so things are picking up. So I want to get the cameras out, but I will update with all the pictures we're getting. We're still getting a lot of good pictures, even though some of them are at night. I will put them on here as well, because it's always fun to see bears. But that's the plan for today, Labor Day weekend. Just doing another card pull. Probably be the last time I drone this year. Then I'm looking to hang stands here in about another 3 weeks, and that will be about it. And then I'll be staying out of here. But for today, just going up in the swamp, swapping out a camera, pulling cards, one last drone, and then we'll just be staying out of here and pulling cards till we're ready to hang stands. So stay tuned. Alright, time for another update. Today is September 12th. It's raining again here in western Pennsylvania, but it's starting to feel like fall finally. Summer is broke. High today is supposed to be 70 degrees, and the corn's starting to turn color, so just want to do another update. I went downstream, pulled that card out of that camera that I talked about on the last update, and that camera was completely trashed. So no doubt that a bear had found it and beat it up pretty good. So I'm interested to see what pictures show up on that. I didn't have that one set for video mode. I just had still shots on it, so I'm hoping I got a couple good still shots, so I'll let you know about that. But the journey down the creek was pretty intense this morning because a tree came down across the stream right in one of the deepest spots. It's about 3 feet deep there, and I was to the top of my boot trying to get around that tree. It was pretty hairy, so if I'm going to hunt that area, I'm definitely going to have to make a few adjustments because there's no way I can get across that with a stand on my back and a bow in my hand and all my equipment. So I'm just gonna do something a little different today. I'm back out of the swamp. I'm up on a ridge between the cornfield and the woods. I'm gonna take you in and show you some of my camera setups and where they're at. They're not far off the fields at all. As I explained in an earlier video, that's my tactic this year. Kind of stay out of the deep stuff. But things are definitely picking up. I found another trail camera down there in the swamp about 100 yards from mine, and I found a stand down there as well that's been hung since last week since I was in here. So human pressure is definitely picking up. Still getting some good bear sign. So I'm just gonna walk down along here and see what I see. When I get to the camera, I'll turn this camera back on and explain some of the setup. So that's the update for right now. I'm just going to keep going. I got about, I don't know, 400 or 500 yards down along this ridge and this edge to go. And I'll just update when I get to those spots. Well, this is new. You can see behind me there's a ladder stand. So I'm going to just put that up in the last week as well. So things are definitely picking up as far as human intrusion. I don't think that'll bother the bears too much, but it's going to make me kind of expedite my process, and I'll probably get my cameras out of here in another week instead of letting them go the entire month. The corn's right over here. I'll turn the camera around. You can see the corn. It's starting to change color pretty good. Definitely drying up. But that's not going to hurt anything. There's a lot of mass crop up here this year, and they're going to keep hitting this corn. So I'm going to keep going down this edge, and if I see more hunter sign or bear sign, I will check back in. All right, I've come about 300 yards down this ridge edge. Now I'm out up against the corn. I ran into a cell camera down there as well. So activity is definitely picking up. I think I avoided it. I don't think they got me on it. I saw it in time, and I just swung out around it so it wouldn't detect me. I got a text from the farmer one day last week, and he sent me a video. He was out here on his UTV checking his crops, and he ran into a bear, and he got a little short video of it. And that was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So the bears are definitely still in the area. As you can see by all the trail camera pictures I just posted before this, there's quite a few in here. They're getting a little nocturnal on me, but still getting some good daylight activity. And it probably has to do with all this human pressure in here, just a sudden influx of it. Here's a nice trail here. That almost looks like a bear trail. I don't see any hoof marks in there. It looks pretty flat. I'm still about 100 yards from my next camera. See if I'll turn this around, see if you can see the trail. Definitely looks like a bear trail. I'll have to see how that coincides with my drone footage. I can see corn flattened out down in there, and there's no hoof marks. That's one thing to remember when you're looking for bear trails. Deer trails are churned up a lot. Bear trails are flat because they're pads, and they'll walk the same trails, even more so than a deer. I'm like 99% certain this is a bear trail coming up out of there, going into the corn. You can see the corn flattened down in there. All right, I'm about 100 yards from my camera, so I will get back to you when I get there. All right, made it into my first camera. It's starting to rain pretty good, so I'm probably going to have to make this my only stop, but I can explain a little bit with this one. See the camera there on the tree. This camera is the closest one to where I'm going to have a stand. I'll explain that as soon as I get this card pulled. All right. Yeah, it's raining pretty good. So, down in here below me, about 200 yards, is where I'm going to have my pre-hung stand set. What I've learned from hunting this over the past 3 years, that's where the transition is from the swamp to the hardwoods to the ridge. And once leaf drop starts, this is pretty much open till you get to the swamp. And then that's where they're running that transition. They're running right along, they're coming out of the swamp and then coming right along the edge of the swamp, and then they peel up into this corn. So my stand's going to be down in there about 200 yards, and I've got a lot of bear activity on this trail headed that way. And I've got another camera on the other side with the trail coming up out of there heading that way too. So that's the update. Let me scan this down through there so you can see just what it looks like. We're on top of the ridge here, and the corn's behind us, and my stand will be down in there about 200 yards. So that's today's update. I'm thinking probably next week I'm going to hang my stands and get these cameras out of here, because I found 2 stands and 2 different cameras, a cell cam and a card cam. So there's definitely a lot more human activity in here, and I want to get these cameras out of here and get everything set. So that will be the next update. Stay tuned. I get any bears on this card pull, I'll put them on after this video.